Out of the blue, a seller learned that there is a almost $100,000 claim against their property from the incompetence of a now defunct title company. Hi, I'm Dimitrios. I help people buy, sell, and invest. Let me tell you what happened here. So I am a listing agent. I had this property listed, and I get an email from an email from an attorney that says, hey, my client has a lien on this property that was never paid off, and we need to get it paid off, when you sell the property. Meanwhile, $100,000 would totally put this deal upside down. And it's a huge amount of money for anybody. So I say, what are the details here? He says, okay, well, what happened was when your client bought the property, there was a lien my client had, and the title company gave the seller the funds and never paid off the lien. And we say, okay, I'm not sure if that's true or not. What information do you have? He sent over a bunch of information. I said, all right, let me take this, pass it to the seller. Seller said, hey, I got a notice about this earlier in the year. I gave it to the title insurance underwriter. They looked into it. They said that the mortgage recording date was after the property transfer date, and they said there were some other issues, and they had no problem providing title insurance to a future buyer, and that it was premature to deal with this because it was not a lawsuit yet. And the undertone, not in the official letter, but the undertone was, this might be a scam. So seller asked me to pass that message on to the attorney who's emailing me. So I do. He gets back to me and says, this is absolutely not a scam, and if you're going to try and sell this property, we're going to file a lis pendus. We're going to put this in the property record, so any title company is going to have to deal with it, so we get paid. So it's an interesting situation because who is the defendant here? Is the title company that screwed it up? Is it the seller, the previous seller that took the money and did not pay off the loan? When you're selling a property, you got to say what liens you have on the property. So if they had a huge lien and they just pocketed all the money, that's their problem. But I guess they're all gone, so they're trying to push it onto my client, the current owner. Which is, one of the reasons why you need title insurance. Because if there's incompetence, if there's a screw up, then you're left holding the bag because you got the property and someone's going to make a claim on it. So he took the lawsuit, passed it on to the underwriter for the title insurance company, and said, hey, it's out of our hands now. Let's let them deal with it. And hopefully it doesn't derail the property sale.